everyone. Today I was going to go out detecting. I've got an RDO, first time for a long time, and unfortunately there's thunderstorms around everywhere, so I can't really get out. So instead I've decided to crush all my specimen gold that has been left over after crushing up and getting gold out of the specimens. So I'll take you and show you what we're going to do today. I'll run it down a little homemade cleanup sluice and see how much we get out of this bucket full of, I guess, leftovers from my specimen crushers. Cheers. I've already started crushing a few ones. I've got a few little chunks out, so that's pretty cool. I've got this big bucket to go through. I've got the dolly pot going. There's a whole heap more species supposed to be crushed up. And then we've got a couple of bowls here with some ore in it. Little bits of gold showing. And I'm going to be using Pete's Mighty Gold Adventures Crusher. Woohoo! This thing turns things into dust. Literal dust. That runs into an esky with a vent pipe. Anyway, let's get to it. Thought I might just quickly pan out what fell on the table. See if there's anything in there, eh? I highly doubt it. There is a couple of mini micro specks in there. Look at that. Time to open up this bad boy. See what's inside.
Mate, so easy for me, Pete. Thank you, sir.
I am completely due for some new hammers, or D-shackles, but that can wait till after Christmas. Look at how fine that stuff is. Nice and clean. So I'm going to pan off this stuff that's coming out of the crusher in my little dirty bowl there. We'll suck that up and then we might run that down the old homemade cleanup sluice. Yoo-hoo! Alright, I've transferred that over to a smaller pan so I can pan off in my little bowl. But as you know, once crushing, you're usually left with a few good bits inside the crusher that don't fit through the little grooves. You can see in Pete's crusher here, it's where it all comes through. So if there's anything larger than that size, it'll stay in the bowl. And hopefully we've got some gold that's larger than that size. If not, there'll be hundreds of little balls in there. Yoo-hoo! A little bit of finish. Oh, look at that.
There we go.
That's alright, a couple of bits in there. Not as much as I thought. It must have all escaped. I'll suck this stuff up and then we'll get running the little homemade sluice. Woo! Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Now it doesn't get much more bodgy than this, guys. It is the most simple little cleanup sluice you'll ever see. Bit of a gap there, some V-mat, one little riffle, a couple of bits of ply stuck together. Plug the hose in, she's all good to go. Anyway, let's try her out. Nice and clean. Uh-huh. Okay, so I've transferred it over into another bucket. We'll get this a bit wet. And then we can chuck it down here. Some water in there and give it a good stir. This stuff's so fine, it's like mixing up grout. Might do some tiling. Nice bit of golden grout, huh? Can I see in the first mini scoop? There's some gold, there's some gold. There is plenty of gold. Yahoo! I like to run it nice and slow. And then all of the cons get stuck here. Nothing comes down here. But it means I've got a second chance, doesn't it? Once that fills up, it'll start replacing itself with the lighter material and the heavy stuff, so I'm happy to keep on scooping it here. Nice and slowly. Let it run down and do its thing. Looking sensational already. 2 scoops. You can see it in the shade. Anyway, look at that. Phew! Love a storm. All right, we're done in there. This looks healthy. Very healthy indeed. And just remember, there's a few bits that migrated down here because they're little roly-poly ones that have been through the crusher. Down in this little nugget trap here, there's a few real nice bits. I've caught all the cons in there, so I'll run that again one day. Yeah, there's a few little round bits of gold in there. That's pretty cool. And then you come down to the little nugget trap and there's plenty more. Anyway, it's nice and easy to clean out this. I'll get a tub of water, get a bit of a pan happening, and we'll clean it out. See how I went? This one here comes out, my little nugget trap. This one here. Two little bits of V-mat. I said, not much material goes in that one, and they come out pretty clean. The nugget trap and all the gold. Oh, the sun just came out again. Ooh, it's hot. And there we have one clean sluice. Couple of mats, and it's all in there now. Let's go. Let's move away from this spicy meatball. Oh. Right, we're back at the panning station. This is a very small amount of cons that come out of the cleanup sluice. That's why we do it. It reduces from a big bucket of powder down to a little tiny, this is a small pan too, so little tiny amount. But I've got to remember, there's a lot of roly-polies in this one, so the gold that comes out of the crusher gets turned around as it gets hit by the hammers, so I'll make sure it's all down in that nice little corner there and really watch what's coming over the edge. Get all those blonde sands up the top again and watch them come off. A lot of chunky stuff in there. That'll do for a bit of a reveal anyway. When I'm off camera, I'll refine this a little bit, suck it up, run a magnet over it because there's always a lot of metal after going through the crusher. But let's have a quick squeeze. It's not going to be perfect, and this gold, look at that, eh? Couple hundred pickers. Yoo-hoo! Yeah. A little bit down there too. A couple of bigger bits. She's not a bad return for some rocks. And it's the stuff after pulling the gold out of the species. So lots of little bits of gold stuck in the species that was just too small to pick out. Crushing it with a dolly. Alright, I'll suck that up. We'll add the few pickers I've already got out from crushing with Mr. Dolly there. And then get a total. So I went for that little half bucket of rocks. Anyway, I've still got a couple of buckets there to do, but I think this will do for me for today. It's pretty hot. Might take Arlo for a walk. Woo! Like I was saying, it is amazing how fine some of this gold is once it goes through the crusher. It does an amazing job, Pete. What a ripper crusher. That is super fine. I'll give you a bit of perspective. There's my finger. She's little. Now that is a decent pile of gold. What I'll do is I'll dry it up, get half of that metallic stuff out, then we'll chuck it on the scales. Yoo-hoo! All right, let's get this gold on the scales. So here we go. It's on 0. Ah! 2.5 grams, exactly. Woohoo! There's another 2.5 grams I didn't have before.